Hello, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's History World with Goober the Traveling Bear. Hey everyone, we are at C. Rose and Sons Guinea Heritage Association Bucks Country Store, and this is in near Gloucester Point. Well, we need to check out this wonderful memorial that was built, um, the Waterman's Memorial. All right. Now, in honor of the men and women who work the water, they see the works of the Lord and his wonders in the deep. Psalms 107:24. The Guinea Heritage Association, September 25th. Well, this is to honor all the watermen here working in the Chesapeake Bay. And let's check out this memorial. It's stunning. Well, the metalwork here was made by George the blacksmith, the village blacksmith of Gloucester, Virginia. And we're going to go visit him next and find out how he produced this. All right, now there it is, handmade by the village blacksmith, Gloucester, Virginia. And George has made several videos with Goober the Traveling Bear and has just been a great sport about Goober. Well, what a wonderful memorial this is. We got the wheel to the boat. We have the anchor. Really nice. And then the base plates here are really neat too. Look at the etching he did. Really nice. The detail. Amazing the work that George can do. And George is actually quite famous for being on TV for some different programs also. That's the Waterman's Memorial. Really, really a fitting tribute to the men and women who they really risked their lives to bring in the seafood for every one of these stores and for all of us. And hats off to all the hard work they do. Wow. If you're wondering how to find this memorial, it's here at the Bucks Country Store and Museum and Guinea Heritage Center. And Hamilton Williams, one of the historians here, he's incredible. I've made several videos with him. And here it is. And Goober says it's fully approved because they serve hot dogs and barbecue. All right, well, what we're going to do next is we're going to drive to Gloucester, Virginia, and we're going to interview George the blacksmith and tie the interview in with this video. All right, everyone. Thank you for following Goober the Traveling Bear. I'm here with Hamilton Williams and at the Guinea Association Museum here at Bucks Country Store. Can you take it away, sir?
I'll be more than glad to. Welcome to Bucks County. Oh, boy. Let's start again. Welcome to Bucks Store Museum here at Bena, Virginia. Thank you for being with us this morning. And right off the bat, let me tell you about our Waterman's Memorial that we have just dedicated last week. It's a beautiful, beautiful memorial, black granite base with some amazing sculpture work done by George.
I just call him George the Blacksmith.
George Kramer, yes. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not here this morning. Made by George Kramer, the village blacksmith, and you'll be visiting him later on. But our memorial has been in the works for at least 6 years because it was in September of 2019 that I told the group of people assembled for the Guinea Heritage Sunday at Achilles Elementary that we were planning a memorial to our watermen who spent their lives working the water, the dangerous jobs that they have every day, going out and coming back, and bringing all that delicious seafood to us. It's taken us that long to get the stone together, the black granite stone, and to get the sculpture made for the top of it. And we had our dedication dedicated to all of our watermen and waterwomen, and we hope that you'll stop by and see it. As far as I know, it's the only memorial to Waterman on this side, freestanding memorial, of course, not just a plaque, to the Waterman on this side of the Chesapeake Bay. There are a couple on the other side, on the Eastern Shore area, but I think this is the only one on the western side of the bay. So be sure to stop by and see us. And in a little bit, you'll have a story of George Kramer, the village blacksmith, coming up, who made the sculpture for us. And I think you will enjoy that too. Thank you so much.
All right, and thank you very much. I do have one quick question. If someone sees this video, how do they find this memorial?
If you're familiar with Route 17 corridor, come down just 2 miles north of the York River Bridge. There's a little road that turns off to the east called Guinea Road. We're about 2.5 miles down on Guinea Road. Little red single-story store building, and you can't miss it. You really, really can't. It'll be hard to miss.
All right.
And
well, thank you very much. Anything else you'd like to say?
yes, please come and visit us. I think you'll enjoy not just seeing the memorial, but touring inside the store and seeing what the old country store really looked like. Thank you so much.
All right. And Goober says you're an awesome historian.
Thank you, Goober. I appreciate that compliment.
All right. We're heading off to Gloucester to see George the blacksmith. Well, I'm here with George the blacksmith, and he's going to tell us how he made the wonderful Waterman's Memorial.
So, when the Guinea Heritage Association approached me about making an anchor, they showed me a couple different ideas and renderings, and pretty much instantaneously I came up with that idea how it was going to be made. I just didn't have the materials yet, and I kind of work backwards when I create something. And so the anchor was made out of tubular pipe, 3-inch tubular pipe that was then forged and neck down to make it thinner. And then we also did some fabricating and welding on that. And the ship's wheel, the decorative handholds, are actually finials for fence posts and railings. And so we were able to modify those and make a couple different adjustments to those to make them look like handholds. So we didn't have to machine them all. We were able to buy pre-forged decorative pieces, and then we modify them for our own use. Now, getting all that together didn't go together as I thought it would. The outside circle and the inside circle all had holes drilled in it. And in my mind, they were going to slide together seamlessly because I had bars going through. And it actually binded up quite a bit because of the curvature. I needed an elliptical hole instead of a round hole. So that was an adjustment we had to make. We had to enlarge the holes and wallow them out a little bit so that we could get everything to line up. And then it was just a matter of taking some tedious dimensions all the way around it and tacking everything up. And then the finish on it was done by a powder coater called Bombers Blasting and Powder Coat in Matthews. And that has a zinc-based powder coat, which is a baked-on finish that is a primer. And then the top coat goes over top of that. And those are both baked on. So it's a very hard enamel, almost, it's almost like a ceramic in durability. So that should be a lifetime coating.
So that won't rust then?
No, it's not going to rust. And if there is any rust, it's very minimal. It's very easy to maintain. And so to get everything together, we had to make a template of the actual top piece of the granite out of wood. And the bottom of the base that it's mounted on is really thick 1-inch plate. And I torch carved it to give it some texture. It has 2 pins that screw into the bottom that are about a 1/2 inch in diameter. And they had to line up with the holes in the granite that were pre-drilled. So I made a template out of wood, set it on top of the wood, and I aligned the sculpture how I needed it and made the fastener. That sculpture is held together with 1 fastener at the top, and then it's mounted into the granite. So it keeps everything from moving. And so we made a template out of the wood, took it to the granite guys. They drilled the holes. Everything lined up perfectly as it should, which they don't always go that easy. It was more of a tedious step-by-step process than it was the artistry of it. And the artistry of it in my mind, took, a few minutes. Once I saw the picture of what they wanted, I already knew the process, how I was going to make it. From there, it was just the execution. And I enjoy doing stuff like that. If you want your own anchor ship wheel sculpture, let me know.
All right. George, where are you located?
So we are located on just off of Main Street on Gloucester Street. Best way to remember where we are is the blacksmith shop in Colonial Williamsburg is on the Duke of Gloucester Street. The blacksmith shop in Gloucester is on Gloucester Street. And actually, in fact, the original blacksmith for Williamsburg, James Anderson, he was actually born in Gloucester in 1740. Just an interesting fact that I found out through my journey. But if you were driving down Main Street and you see Yolanda's, we're right behind Yolanda's, next to Heartfelt Touch Massage.
All right. Now, looking around, you have all this stuff here to make things. Do you sell any of your products to like a retail store?
Yeah, we have some products for sale in the shop. Over here you see a bunch of fire baskets that we're working on. They're also called cressets. And they are very popular this time of year. They mount on top of these poles.
And what do you put in the basket? Like wood or charcoal?
In Colonial Williamsburg, they like to use fat wood or the resin-soaked pine. They also will soak it in kerosene. I burn anything in them. I'll burn mail, trash. I'll burn anything in them. They do give off some sparks, so you got to be mindful of where that is. But the meshing here allows for the ash to fall out, which makes them self-cleaning. And they're very popular this time of year.
Very cool. Well, I see some stuff in the background. What do you got back there? I see like a pegboard with items for sale.
So we have a few items in the shop. As we're getting ready to ship the stuff out this season, we have some of our smaller things that we make for production. We do have some of our hand-forged daffodils that we make. And
daffodils are famous from Gloucester for what reason?
Well, Gloucester is considered the daffodil capital of the world, from what I understand. And Brent and Becky's Bulbs is here, and they're pretty popular. And I think they sell more bulbs here than anywhere else in the country. So
wow.
And so we have some, fire tools. We have some hand-forged oyster shuckers.
Well, they're cool.
These are made out of railroad spikes.
I was going to ask you, it looks like a railroad spike handle.
And then we have our dead rise ornament. In 2020, we made the ornament for the governor's mansion to represent Gloucester. And it depicted a dead rise boat in the background and a daffodil rising out of the foreground. And when it hit the papers, everyone went nuts and wanted to buy this ornament. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to make that one over. So I started making the dead rise ornament and then the daffodil.
Well, I see you have some neat things here for Dad for Christmas. Could you just mention it? What's the bat thing? Is that a batarang?
Yeah, this is an extra thick bottle opener, should we call it? But it's got a bottle opener right here built in.
Okay.
But it is kind of thick in case you want to have a. Anyway, we won't talk about its other uses, but.
And then you have some bottle openers, and there are the bombs.
Yeah. And we do have some forged bottle openers.
And you made one of those for Goober along with his leaf pendant, which is over there. And that was an amazing video.
Yep. The leaf is a symbol of hope and growth. And we're a small business, so we can use all the hope and growth we can get. So we started selling those. And we also incorporate the leaves in our Harry Potter wands. These have been very popular.
Very cool.
And then we also incorporate them into our roses.
Now, do the Harry Potter wands have magic in them?
That's sold separately.
That's sold separately.
ATF guidelines, paperwork, waiting period. I don't want to deal with it. So.
Okay. That makes sense.
Nope.
You don't want to turn anybody into a newt.
Nope.
Well, this is amazing. So if a person sees this video and they come to Gloucester to shop here, what are your hours?
So our hours kind of rotate this time of year because we're in and out of the shop a whole lot. Normally we're here from 9:30 to 3:30 most of the days. But however, we do have a shop at Timeless Treasures on Main Street.
Oh.
And they are open 7 days a week. So if you're looking for something that we have and we're not here, you can always stop at Timeless Treasures. We have a completely full, even more stuff over there than we do here.
Well, that's great. So they can just shop there then.
Yep, if we're not here. Otherwise, I recommend giving a call and ahead of time if you want to stop by the shop. And people stop in for custom work and stuff, so we schedule appointments.
All right. Anything else you'd like to say? I know Goober, he brought you a Goober calendar, and you are featured in the 2026 Goober calendar this year with Robert Kelly of the Gloucester Museum of History. What else you'd like to say before we close out?
Yeah, it's always great to see Goober when he comes by, and we enjoy having you guys.
All right. Well, thank you. Everyone stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and visit George, the Village Blacksmith in Gloucester, Virginia.